So I'm just kind of talking here, testing to see when it changes. I don't know if this is live or not live. Oh, I guess I am live now. So, hello. I am using a different platform than I have been using because I'm not sure if that was causing some of the issues with the audio going out. And then the other day, one of my dear friends on Facebook, Mike, was trying to share comments and then he couldn't share any comments. So I thought I would come over and try something a little new and see if that works out better. So we'll try this for a little bit and see if this works better, but we're doing about the same things. So we're going to be making a healthy breakfast and we're going to talk about things that matter. And what I want to talk about today is, let me come be serious for a second. If you are feeling stuck, if you are having discomfort or pain or constantly tired, fatigued, there's something that you really need to know. And it's kind of an unpopular opinion. But that is that you don't feel better and then start to make lifestyle changes. You start to make lifestyle changes and then you feel better. Which means that you really do have to endure being a little uncomfortable for a little while so that in the long run you can feel better more often. And I know that that's a hard place for a lot of people to start. I know that's a hard place for people to start because it was a hard place for me to start. It would be great if you could feel better and then start making lifestyle changes, but that's really not how it works most of the time. Most of the time, you have to start eating more plants, more veggies on a daily basis. You have to start adding in activity, getting movement and exercise in. You have to go out and be social with other people, because that's important too. You have to figure out different ways to relieve stress. These are all lifestyle changes that if you make them, you can start feeling better. You've got to recognize the things, the risky substances that do not benefit your health. This can be things like alcohol or cigarettes, which we frequently think about. They can also be outside influences. But anything that is a potentially risky substance or toxin, like most of the time, you don't start feeling better until after you start making the changes. And that means going through the uncomfortable part first. But if you are willing to go through the uncomfortable part to start with, the results that you get at the end is to feel better, have more energy, get more clarity in your thoughts, build good relationships that help and support you. These are all bonuses that you get out of making lifestyle changes. But if nothing changes, nothing changes. I know a lot of us have grown up, spent a large chunk of our lives being told that there is a pill for everything. I think it's funny because like nowadays people are like, oh, there's an app for that. But in a lot of ways, I think people have the mindset that there's a pill for that, and if there's not one there yet, they are looking for one. And so they're not really the solution for everything. And there are so many things that we can do better at a lower cost with longer term results if we will do lifestyle changes versus adding a prescription. And the more prescriptions that you add, the more potential complications you can end up with. There's so much to think about in there. And so I really just encourage everybody to look at where you are right now. What is it that you truly want? What kind of a lifestyle, what kind of activities do you want to be able to do? And then you got to kind of reverse engineer that so that you can figure out ways to live that lifestyle. So one of the things that I did was I switched out my breakfast. And this, I do breakfast with you guys on a regular basis because of all of the things that I have done, this is probably one of the most beneficial things. Giving up cereals and sugary pastry breakfasts and going to eggs filled with veggies most mornings has been a huge improvement on my energy level, on so many different things that I feel like it's important to share. And it can still be delicious. Hold on, I don't know if this is going to track. I think pardon me, but I gotta reach across you. Oh, so sorry about that. Okay, so there's lots of things that you can do to make breakfast savory and interesting. The other day, we went out to help clear a trail in Medicine Park, which is, I would describe it as a craft town. It's fairly small. It's built up on the side of a hill, so like there is a limit to how far it can expand, and it's right on the edge of the wildlife refuge. So again, limits, but it's a crafty town. Like they've got one main road that is filled with little shops. It is adorably quaint. And it's got a creek that runs right by it. And so they have like wading pools and all of that. one of the shops that they have in Medicine Park is a olive oil vendor. In addition to olive oil, they also sell balsamic vinegars. So this is a white balsamic vinegar, and it's honey ginger. And I'm telling you, I hadn't been in there before. We only moved back to this area last summer. And so we hadn't had a chance to go out and see all of the things yet. But we were out clearing trails so that my husband can go mountain bike riding. I hike. And I could go out and hike on the trails. They are getting it ready for the April Fool's race that is coming up. But everybody will get to have benefits for it. And so while we were out there, found that little shop. And I was like, oh my God, I am so in love with it. Because I'm going to get this to work. Don't cut yourself. Making savory breakfasts is a fantastic way to start your morning. I'm going to get this pit out and not cut myself. You saw it here first, folks. There it goes. You didn't get to see that, but I had to roll it out. So, this morning with my eggs, I am going to do a rye bread toast, and we're going to do mashed avocado with the honey ginger balsamic vinegar. So I don't know if you guys have seen any of those health hacks that people put out with the lemon juice and the apple cider vinegar. And they do work. It's all about the pH balance within our body and upping the acidity can help your body burn fat. And we can do that in lots of different ways. And I don't know why people have decided that doing it in a way that is, I don't know, I think about it in like the cough medicine kind of way. Like if it burns or it tastes bad, it must be good for you. Not a big fan of that for myself. But adding in more acidity to different foods can help you burn fats. And so I'm going to do a whole grain bread, which is going to be rye toast. I'm going to mash up the avocado, and I will put the avocado on there instead of jam or butter or any of those. Because this does have a high fat content to it, but it's the good fats that are good for us. And then I'm going to drizzle this honey ginger balsamic vinegar over it. And I am so excited for this. All right, so let me go grab a bowl. For the mashy things. So I have halved my avocado, and I just used the knife to not cut the skin, but dice it up. And I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but when you pull it out, it comes out pretty much ready to go. You can add chunks like this onto salads. So my mother-in-law, I saw her cut an avocado for the first time the other day, and she like cut down the side and was like peeling off sections of the avocado. I don't know, I guess like you would if you were cutting an apple core. And I was like, that seems like such a difficult way to do that. Whereas you can get a couple of slices and then it's all done. So I'm just going to mash this a little bit so it will spread. I hear my onions sizzling nicely on the stove. And I just have mushrooms, peppers, and onions in here with a little bit of olive oil, and I have that on a low heat so that it simmers nicely while I put the rest of it together. Grab my whole grain bread. I'm going to drop it in the toaster. You guys watch the pan for me. I'll be right back. Did it burn while I was gone? Yeah, you guys did a great job. I probably could have moved you closer and turned it around, but you know, maybe next time. I will say, I don't know if anybody is commenting along the way, but one of the things that I'm a little disappointed in this is on the previous program that I would use, I could see comments as they would come in, but I don't see the comments on here. So if you are commenting, I will have to go back and look for those later. Not a bonus for this program, but we'll see. We'll figure things out. I will find one that doesn't have audio issues or commenting issues, and I don't know if those are things from other things or not. Okay, so my toast is toasting. My peppers and onions are ready for some eggs. Look at these beautiful, non-even, multicolored, farm fresh eggs. I'm so excited about these. I'm almost out of them, but they're not always available. I can't always get them, but anytime I can get them, I'm very appreciative. Because they are delicious. They are wonderful. And I like supporting local. I like that we have a local dealer who is doing... So they are the Medicine Creek Olive Oil Company. I had to read the bottle. So if you are in the Comanche County area, know where Medicine Park is, you gotta go check them out. They are adorable and amazing. But it is so nice to have like a little shop like that who is getting in good quality good variety. Like literally, it was a while. I was trying to remember and math, but I don't math well, so there was a long pause of just confusion. My apologies. But whole wall, I don't know how many different flavors of balsamic vinegar that they had there. And then they have a whole nother wall that is of different types of olive oils. And they've got seasoning blends there as well. So the whole balsamic vinegar, olive oil, herb, bread dipping situation can totally be resolved in that store. So very excited about it. Okay. So I'm going to get this put together. My eggs are done. I just heard my toast go off. Let me grab a plate. Alright. You guys watch that. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay. Let me see. Alright, we can see everything get assembled. So, I'm going to take my avocado, mash it a little bit more. I apparently should have been doing more mashing instead of talking, but you know, whatever. Semantics. I like sharing these things with you guys. Because I started off talking about how you've got to start with lifestyle changes and then you can start to feel better. So let's do a little bit of a drizzle. Lovely. But you've got to start making lifestyle changes and then you can feel better. You can't wait to feel better and then start lifestyle changes, because it doesn't work that way. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So this is just a little bit of salt and pepper on the eggs and the toast. But lifestyle changes doesn't have to be always horrible, because this is a huge lifestyle change that I started making for me. And my energy levels have increased so much. I feel so much better. I am more active more of the time. I have more energy to give and share with others, which means that I get to go and enjoy social time with other people instead of bowing out. I used to pass on all kinds of opportunities to socialize and be with friends and family because I just didn't have the energy. I didn't have the energy until after I started making lifestyle changes. And y'all, this is delicious. It is high in plant. It's a plant predominant meal with whole foods. But this is going to be delicious. So I'm going to go enjoy this. And I hope you guys will... Oh, hold on. One quick thing. Let's go... I'll bring you guys with me this time. Because... Say hello to Delphina. I have green onion growing in my kitchen window. And this is just one, let me scoot this over. I bought from the store and I used it, and then rather than throwing out the little white ends that had the roots on it, I put that in a little jar on my kitchen window. So now it regrows and I can add green onion to all kinds of meals. And I actually have to remember to put green onion on things because otherwise they grow unruly and like go crazy. Okay, so with that, I am going to wrap this up. If you stopped by, I'm so sorry I couldn't see any of the comments. I kept looking to see if anything would come through, and I will have to research a little bit more to see how I can do that. I know there is a way if I am on the computer, but it makes me nervous to bring my computer into the kitchen because I know me and there are messes that happen. But thank you for being here, and I will see you next time.